Hi there. You've clicked on this video because you sometimes have to deal with a manifestor that explodes, can be scarily angry, deeply annoyed, and if you don't pay attention to that, that could have some serious effects on your relationship with them. And so let's look at the symptoms of a manifestor that's angry. So I'm a manifestor myself, and I have a lot of manifestors in my life, and there are the same symptoms come back when it comes to anger. Like we will have huge eyes, like when we say, oh, can you imagine what they did to me? We affirm a lot of things like, can you imagine they did this to me, they did this to me? And it's not really like complaining, but they tell you their story and they will say it with a lot of force and a lot of power and anger, you see? And it can run very deeply. And when a generator is frustrated, it will build up to a climax and then it will explode. And after they explode, it's like, yeah, the pressure is off, I'm fine now. But with manifestors, that's not the case. If they don't resolve the root of their anger, it can simmer for a very long time. And this anger can be very, very powerful. And it would probably be handy to know how to deal with that. The reason why they're angry is because you have to look at the manifestor aura. The aura is closed and compelling, like repulsing. So most of manifestors, whether they have a defined solar plexus or not, they do not read the room temperature. Like when I enter somewhere, I'm in my bubble. I don't feel things. And so I don't smell it when you're not well. I don't smell it when you feel frustrated in any way. And I hate to be blindsided. So the worst thing that could happen is that someone would make a reproach without actually explaining what's going on and be angry at me for no apparent reason for me. Because for them, it's like so obvious why they're angry, but it is not for me. And that makes me very, very, very angry. And that could lead to anger outbursts. Another thing that is also very annoying for a manifestor is that they don't like to receive orders. So if you give a lot of orders, at some point they'll explode. A manifestor needs to know what are the different options, and then they get to choose what to do with that. That's very much like the manifestor aura. We're here to initiate. We're here to take the first step. So don't force us to take any steps because we are the ones to initiate that. In order to know how to deal with this type of anger, you need to understand the manifestor strategy. Manifestors have to inform, but they also need to be informed. So if you want them to do something, explain them what your needs are and why you need it. Explain them, hey, later on I have to go somewhere and the car is in front of the garage. So it would be nice if by that time the car would be moved. And so that leaves the manifestor some room to decide when and where they will move it, instead of saying, hey, please move the car and put it there by that time. That is something that's a small nuance, but it really does make a difference. Sometimes a manifestor will be annoyed without truly knowing where it comes from, and they might sometimes feel ashamed about that. I know that that's a truth for me. And so the important thing here is to inform us about that. Like my husband will inform me, hey, I noticed that you've been a little bit different these last few days. Can you tell me what's going on and explain to me what it is that I have to do or what it is that you want so that we can move past this? The thing is that sometimes I don't even know myself what's going on, why I'm behaving that way. And so it also gives me some time to think so that I can inform myself on my own behavior. Why am I acting this way? The result is that you will get a peaceful manifestor who will be a lot more at ease when you tell them and explain them what is going on. Like, they will feel respected, they will feel like they have the freedom to make the choice, and that is the one thing that is so important for manifestors. So I hope that you found this video helpful. If you needed help with navigating those type of relationships, just book a free 30-minute call with me in the link down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.